Friends, and welcome to Studio de Jeffrey. Where about 2 hours ago, when I was doing the draft show on DallasCowboys.com, the story from all the beat writers was that Randy Gregory was back with the Cowboys, and that was really cool. It was a done deal. 5 years, 70 million, 28 million guaranteed, done and done. Well, as of less than an hour ago, that is not done and done. Randy Gregory is going to the Denver Broncos. He is going to be a Denver Bronco, and I have thoughts. Now, this will be one of the rare videos where you can vehemently, where you could totally disagree with me, and I'm okay with it because I understand there could be different ways to think about this. But here's what happened with Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory and the Cowboys had a contract worked out and agreed to. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Randy Gregory's Twitter account and I'm going to read the last two things that he's hit like on. One was Charles Robinson saying the Randy Gregory reversal to the Broncos was 100% a matter of the Cowboys tinkering with contract language at the last moment. Like it or not, you can't come in with that maneuver when there's another team on hold just waiting for an opening. Now, you can't actually sign your deal until tomorrow. So do I think this will happen? Probably not. But could the Cowboys just reverse course and say, hey, sorry that we tried to sneak in some language at the end. Please come back. We'll take it out. Technically, they could. But the other one that Randy Gregory hit like on Twitter was my tweet because I just reacted without knowing for sure what the language is that they tried to sneak in. It's possible it was about he had a bulky knee at the end of the year and he had to get that fixed. And so maybe it was something physical, but Randy did hit like on my tweet of if you say you need unique language to protect yourself because of the way I used to medicate my anxiety and depression and I've moved my life to a great place and those rules aren't the same anymore, I will go where I'm trusted and valued more. He hit like on that. So does that confirm that that's what the language was in the contract? I guess not technically, but I think it hints towards it. So, and I appreciate you, Formula. Thanks for being here, brother. Party at Jeff's and the pool fund. Love it. Here's what I will grant you, because a lot of people are telling me this, because if I were Randy Gregory, because I exist in a world that I can relate to Randy Gregory in some ways because I deal with some of the same things, I completely understand his pivoting to the Broncos. I also understand people who are like, right, but would Randy still be in the league if Jerry and the Joneses hadn't stood by him while he was suspended all the time and all this? Like, I get that. But here's my perspective, not his. This is mine because I can't speak for Randy. You will not leverage my life experiences against me ever. Never, never, never. Here's a secret about people who deal with mental health and do therapy and do their very best to try to get a handle on things is if you start to get a handle on things, you go from not valuing yourself at all to realizing how important it is to value yourself. So if you're Randy Gregory and the Cowboys have stood by me, and I appreciate that. And now I'm at a much better place in life and I'm very proud of what I've accomplished. And now it's also time for my reward. I'm a free agent. The world's going to tell me what I'm worth to them as an employee. And you make an offer, and I'm like, hell yeah, guys, that sounds good. I'll sign it. And then after that conversation has taken place, you try to sneak something in that is essentially holding my life experience against me and leveraging me when another team is not going to put that in there. You can kiss my ass. You're not like to try to get over on somebody and or try to leverage something that I battled. Kiss my ass. Absolutely not. And it's not even that I view whatever the language is, that's if the language is involving like, failed drug test or weed and your guaranteed money goes away, whatever. Again, it could be injury related. I don't think it is. I don't know this to be fact. But no, you're not going to hold that against me. No chance. No chance in hell. And that's the secret. If you are a mental health person, you start to get a handle on it, you ain't taking advantage of me. because I value me now. You can kiss my ass. So I'm pro Randy Gregory. I'm pro him going wherever he feels the most valued and the most comfortable, and he's going to be happy. Good for Randy Gregory. And the Cowboys ought to figure out what they're going to do at defensive end. James, the only reason that Randy was in this position was because of all the help and support the Cowboys gave him with his mental health. This is BS. And I said, this will be one of the videos where I won't call you a stupid head for disagreeing with me. Yes, the Cowboys stood by Randy. The Cowboys continued to pay Randy. The Cowboys helped Randy 100%. They surely did. At the end of that, if in our original negotiation we negotiate something, cool. But if I negotiate with you and then afterwards on the back end, you try to sneak some bullshit in on me, no. We ain't doing that. Chameleon, let's be honest, Randy wants to smoke fat blunts. I doubt it. I think he's a dipper now. I think he switched his addiction. Like he switched his addiction because the NFL made him from something that's not bad for you to something that is bad for you. And I say that as a person who dips and doesn't smoke weed. But yeah, you don't. Apparently Jerry is livid. Well, take your stupid language out. Do you trust him? I trust Randy Gregory. I don't need special language in a contract for Randy Gregory. I don't. Other teams aren't going to. I get it, man. A lot of people, I think the same thing. Like Randy, and maybe that's it. Maybe the secret is that's fine. Cowboys, you tried to do some shady stuff at the end to protect yourself. That's fine. You did what you thought was best for you. He's going to do what he thinks is best for him. Nobody's wrong then. In that case, nobody's wrong. But I'm just telling you, at no point in my life, as somebody who's done a lot of work on myself, am I going to allow anyone to undervalue me ever. Won't happen. So good for Randy Gregory. Tough for the Cowboys. This is the issue with having two general managers from Zach. Yeah, that might be true. Vance, Cowboys helped Randy, but let's not forget Randy also helped himself. Yeah, nobody helps you your employer or team can't help you enough. Like the Cowboys stood by Randy Gregory because Randy Gregory is a talented football player. They stood by him to try to get him onto the field to help their football team. And because they wanted their second round draft pick to be worth it. They didn't want to admit a mistake. And Randy did the work to get himself to where he needed to be, where he could play football in the NFL and do it at a high level. And now it's time to get paid. So good for him. If you're just joining us, what happened is the Dallas Cowboys and Randy Gregory had an agreement on a contract. Then on the back end of it, the Cowboys tried to slip some language in there to, quote, protect themselves. And Randy and his camp apparently decided, no, we negotiated something. We were done negotiating. And now you're trying to do some sneaky shit. And I'm not down for that. So he's going to go to the Denver Broncos. Maybe Jerry can step in and just say, guys, just write it the way the Broncos wrote it. Write it the way you said it initially. Don't try to screw the guy. We want him. Wonderful work. Parsons and Diggs are watching this shit. Yeah? Yep. So I'm bummed that he won't be a Cowboy because I am a Randy Gregory stan. It's rare that I'm a fan of the players, owners, coaches, anybody, like a real fan. But I can relate to Randy Gregory, so I love Randy Gregory, and I'm really proud of where he is today, and I'm really happy that he's getting his bag. Go get the one that you want. And somebody said, what was the language? I don't know this for fact that it was related to if you fail a drug test and guaranteed money or whatever, but Randy hit like on my tweet that said, if you say you need unique language to protect yourself because of the way I used to medicate my anxiety and depression, and I've moved my life to a great place and those rules aren't the same anymore, I'll go where I'm trusted and valued more. He hit like on it. So maybe I'm barking up the right tree with what it is. And so, yeah, that's that. That means you don't love me. You don't trust me. Broncos love me. Broncos trust me. I'm going to go be a Denver Bronco. That's the way it goes. Value yourself. Don't ever let anybody leverage against you. Like, oh, but we helped you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Do you want me? Because you negotiated the going rate, and now you're trying to backdoor me with some extra crap. That doesn't sound like trust. I can't trust you. because you just tried to pull one over on me. So, family for God. Screw Gregory. Take his money. Trade for Jamal Adams. Fix the O-line deal in the draft. Go win games. Jamal Adams is bad. Jamal Adams is a 215-pound pass rusher. I don't want Jamal Adams. Seattle gave up 2 ones for Jamal Adams, and they got back 2 ones for Russell Wilson. Seattle is bad at team building. Bad. So you're a fan of Randy because he liked your tweet. Jeff, you're a bandwagon fan. FOH. No, I'm a Randy Gregory fan because I've gotten to watch his journey as a professional, and I got to see him as a rookie. And I know the struggles that he has had with things that I have dealt with as well. Anxiety, depression for me, ADHD for him. I don't know if there's anybody's ever officially said it, but I'd seen the words bipolar. So I've watched Randy Gregory's career from as close as you can get as a media person. And the person he is today compared to the person he was when he first came in the league is a revelation, and it's incredible. And he's a badass. He's a warrior of a human. So, no, I don't give half a shit who likes my tweets. I was using it as a context clue for what language might have been in the contract. I like Randy Gregory because he's overcome some shit that a lot of people will never have to deal with. That makes him a warrior. That makes him a badass. Richard, not happy with the front office, happy for Randy. Agreed. Noah, thank you for being here in the super chat. So now the Cowboys got to figure out, what are you going to do on the edge outside of DeMarcus Lawrence? AV, trust and value. Shake my head. The Cowboys definitely did all that. The Broncos aren't sticking beside him during those suspensions. Most teams aren't. Sorry. Don't try to do shady shit after we've already agreed to a contract. How about that? Jalen Carter time. Team feels doomed for 2022. No, we're not worried about 2023 draft yet. Noah, Randy Gregory's a stud. Absolute inspiration. Yes. Yes. Jeff, is the front office going to try to sell Armstrong to Cowboy fans now? Maybe, because he'll be considerably cheaper than Randy Gregory. And Armstrong, it's not that Dorrance Armstrong's a bad player. He's not. But he is not going to pressure the quarterback on a consistent basis the way that Randy did. And I know a lot of people are just going to look at sack numbers. You got to go beyond sack numbers if you want to figure out the value of a football player. Pressure has value. Making the quarterback be thrown off of time has value. It leads to incompletions and interceptions. That's why Randy Gregory, Tank Lawrence are both underrated. And they're both really good players. Hey, Jeff, I sent you a DM for a nice webcam you can have. Come on with it. You taking shots at my Logitech? What was the shady stuff? Well, Brandon, what happened is the Cowboys tinkered with the contract language at the last moment. And Randy, as somebody who had another suitor, was like, what? No. And that's the cost of doing business, ladies and gentlemen. So rock and roll. I'll be back at 3:00 today. I'm going to do a scout cast with my guy Vach Lombardi, and we gonna party. We'll take a look at, defensive ends. We'll take a look at where the Cowboys are. Welcome back to Malik Hooker, who will be the Cowboys' free safety. Getting the Tank thing done was good. Getting the Malik Hooker thing done was good. Hopefully Jerry is powerful enough and influential enough to sneak in here at the last minute, because you can't sign a contract until tomorrow. So Randy has pivoted to the Broncos, but in theory, you could have it pivot again, get him back. So that's it. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'll catch you at 3:00. Stephen Jones will run this team to the ground. Thanks, Henry. Oh, so this guy who botched another bandwagon fan group text. Okay, so you're just a negative person. Yeah, you don't have to send messages in here. Yeah, I operate on a different plane than negativity and all that nonsense. So I'll see you guys later. I'll see you at 3:00. It'll be fun. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. It's very important today. Remember, you have no idea what anybody else is going through. So